Hey everyone, Shane here with etrailer.com. Today I have a 2012 Ford Taurus and I want to walk you through how to install the CURT Class 2 Trailer Hitch Receiver. When you're looking for a hitch for your vehicle, it's going to depend on a couple of things. What you're going to be using it for. If you're going to be using it for bike racks and cargo carriers, this is going to be a perfect hitch for you. If you're looking for something more like maybe you want to pull a small trailer, maybe a pop-up trailer or something like that, you may want to go up to the CURT Class 3 hitch. This hitch here, this is what it's going to look like when it's installed. You can see the cross tube is completely hidden. The only thing we can really see is our receiver tube, and it's nice and tucked up back behind our fascia. It really doesn't take away from the vehicle. This Class 2 hitch is going to be great for your bike racks and cargo carriers. Maybe a bike rack, you want to get bikes out, put them on the bike rack. We're not going to have to try to load them inside the car. Cargo carrier, we can get stuff out from inside the vehicle, put it on the cargo carrier to make more room for our passengers. It's going to offer an 1 1/4 by 1 1/4 receiver tube opening, a reinforced collar, give us a little extra stability there. With an 1 1/4 by 1 1/4 receiver tube opening, you are going to be limited on what accessories you can use with it. Our hitch pin hole here is going to be 1/2 inch in diameter. It's going to take a standard 1/2 inch hitch pin. Hitch pin and clip does not come with this hitch, however it can be found here at etrailer.com. Safety chain loops, they're going to be rolled steel. You can see very large openings that will accommodate different size safety chain hooks. This hitch is going to be a steel construction with a black powder coat finish. It's going to hold up against weather conditions, stay looking nice for a really long time. Now I'm going to give you a few measurements and weight capacities to help you when deciding on any of those hitch mounted accessories. From the center of our hitch pin hole to the outermost part of our bumper is going to be about 6 inches. That number is important for any of your hitch mounted accessories like your bike racks and cargo carriers that may fold up against your vehicle. From the ground to the top innermost part of your receiver tube is going to be about 12 inches. Keep that number in mind for any of your hitch mounted accessories that may require a little bit more ground clearance. As far as weight capacities, we're going to have a 300-pound max ton weight, which is the downward pressure on the inside of the receiver tube. So you want to make sure when you have the bike rack on or cargo carrier, you're not exceeding that downward pressure. We're going to have a 3,500-pound gross trailer weight, which is the trailer plus the load included. Always recommend checking the owner's manual of the vehicle. Make sure the vehicle can withstand that amount of weight. You're going to go with the lowest number between the vehicle and the hitch. Now it is recommended by CURT that any non-wheeled loads to use stabilization straps. Those can be found here at etrailer.com. Now that we've gone over some of the features, let's walk you through how to get it installed. To start our installation, we're going to take a strap. We're going to hang it from somewhere on a rear axle. We're going to go underneath our exhaust. I like to hang them from the springs. They're easily accessible. And we'll pull it up tight. Next thing we need to do is we need to remove our rubber isolators that are holding our exhaust in place. We'll have one here and one right here. To remove those, you can use soapy water or a silicone spray if you have some. We're going to spray down the hangers, let them soak for just a second. Then we'll take a pry bar. We're going to pry the hanger off of the exhaust hanger itself, or pry the isolator off the exhaust hanger. Then we'll use the strap to slowly lower our exhaust, give us access to our exhaust hanger on this side. If you have dual exhausts, from here on out, everything is going to be the same. We need to remove our exhaust hanger bracket from the frame rail. We'll use a 10mm socket. This hanger will not be reinstalled. We're going to take a pull wire, spring side, we're going to go to this most forward hole, we're going to come out this back hole. We're going to take a spacer block, slide it up into the hole first. Take a carriage bolt, thread it onto the spring end of the wire. We're going to feed it up into the hole and pull it out here. We're going to unwind or unscrew the wire off of the bolt. For this one, we're going to do a reverse feed. We're going to put our spacer block on first. We're going to thread our bolt on to the spring, the feeder, Feed the bolt up into the hole first in the spacer block, then bring it back down. We're going to repeat that same thing on the other side. The only thing different here is we're going to be using this existing weld nut. You notice there's quite a bit of rust and debris in there. We're going to have to clean that out. We're going to take some silicone spray, we're going to spray it in there, and we'll take a nylon brush, and we'll brush it out and see what we can get from it. And it seems like our bolt is still getting hung up. What we're going to have to do is we're going to have to tap the hole. A couple ways we can do it. We can use an actual tap, or if we have a bolt the same size with the same size threads, we can make our own tap. So what I've done is I've actually made my own tap. Threads are going to be the same. Bolt is going to be the same size. Take your rotary tool. We're going to cut grooves in the sides of the bolt. Then we can take the bolt and we'll start to thread it in, and then we're going to hand crank that into that hole, and it will clean out the threads. Now if you're doing this and you start to feel a lot of pressure, what we're going to do is we're going to take it, we're going to back it out. We're going to clean off our bolt. You can see all the stuff that's getting caught inside of there. We're going to clean it out, spray out the hole again, and then reinsert the bolt. Repeat the process until you get the hole cleaned out. Once you get it cleaned out, you should be able to hand thread the bolt into place. One thing I will say, if you're using the bolt as a tap or a separate bolt as a tap, make sure that the bolt is a high enough grade that when it heats up, it's not going to break off. So again, take your time with it, don't force it. Keep spraying some spray on it to cool it down. And once you get it cleaned out, you should be able to hand thread your other bolt in, and we can install our hitch. That's what we're going to do. So I'm going to raise my hitch up over top of my exhaust. On my passenger side, I'm going to take my pull wire, I'm going to feed it through the corresponding hole in the hitch. I'm going to take my bolt, conical tooth washer, make sure the teeth are facing up towards the hitch, and I'm going to thread it into the hole that we just cleaned out. That will hold my hitch in place on this side. Now we can move over to the driver's side. On the driver's side, do the same thing. Feed our wire into the corresponding hole. You just want to make sure when you push your hitch up, you don't push that bolt back up into the frame rail. Once we get it up, we're going to take a flange nut and we're going to very carefully thread it onto the end of the bolt. Then we can remove our remaining 2 pull wires and install our flange nuts. Then we'll come back and we'll tighten all of our hardware down with a 3/4 inch socket. Once we have all of our hardware tightened, we'll come back and torque it to the specifications and the instructions. To raise our exhaust back up, we're going to take the rubber isolator off the bracket that we removed, and we're going to slide it on the post included on the hitch. Now it may be easier if you can't get it to slide on to spray the hitch down with some lubricant. Looks like it's going on pretty easy though. And then we can raise our exhaust back up and get it reinstalled. Once you get that on, you can remove your strap and you're ready to go. That's going to do it for a look at and installation on the CURT Class 2 trailer hitch receiver on a 2012 Ford Taurus.